Welcome to the first edition of CCV, which is the comic and seminar vault featuring myself, Demetrius, and Will, and we've been discussing Iron Man 2. We went to the midnight screening, and we're gonna give y'all the reviews of what we feel about the movie.
Okay, so me and D, we checked it out at one of the Chicago theaters here. So one of the main things that we heard a lot of criticism on was the Robert Downey Jr. The Iron Man character he played in it. So we was gonna give basically our opinion about how they handled the character and this second edition of the Iron Man franchise. Me personally, I think he done a great job. A lot of people say that he sort of act crazy all through the picture, act like a egotistical maniac and was crazed, but basically this picture is more so of a picture that reflects off people who's more on a comic type fans. One thing that we have noticed, a lot of Marvel and even DC, they sort of more so going with the fan appeal. They went over the problems with Hollywood having a lot of control over their movies and a lot of the movies bombing. We have quite a few that we can go into as far as comic related movies that have bombed.
And we will go through.
And personally, he done a great job. That's basically the Iron Man character. Tony Stark had always been an egotistical maniac. He always been crazy. He always done stuff, sort of ludicrous at times. Actually, I mentioned in past reviews that he was really based off the Howard Hughes type character, who was a great inventor, from America. He formed Bill Hall, Hughes Aircraft Corporation. So he's basically following the character really that he's supposed to follow.
Exactly.
Right.
I mean, because if you follow him, you'll see through the years his character never changed.
Right.
Always. And one thing I didn't see in the movie that I didn't like is the drinking.
Right.
He had a strong drinking problem. If you follow the character Tony Stark, and they kind of mixed in a little thing with the chest, making it look like that was
the disease was a problem, right?
Pulling them down,
right?
And I remember, I think they did a story like that back in the 80s,
right?
In the 80s about the art thing was killing them,
right?
That was killing them, which was cool and tight to put in, but I think they should have stuck to the bottle too. Maybe he probably didn't think that that was enough to just
Right, because I was hearing like John Favreau, he didn't want to go into the demon in a bottle comic version of Iron Man. So I guess he kind of went.
But the demon in the bottle is kind of what's actually let people know what Tony Stark goes through.
Right.
Period.
Right.
Being rich and come on, the person who had everything. You wouldn't think he had this alcoholic problem.
Right. Right.
Abusing alcohol like he do women.
Right.
That's what he do.
Right.
So but as far as the Tony Stark character, and we give them thumbs up. We both give the thumbs up on Tony Stark's character because it was original.
Yeah, definitely.
100.
Right.
So
now moving on, we will do the Mickey Rourke character, the Ivan Vankoff.
Yes. Whiplash, aka
right. Okay. Now D had said something that was, that it really did strike me as like he was right on point. This is actually two characters that was merged into one. Actually, really three, in a sense. The Ivan Vankoff character actually was really the original Crimson Dynamo guy. Who in this they played more so it was a son. The Whiplash character, right? The Whiplash character was a different character. He was actually German, instead of Russian.
Exactly.
Right. That he had, he pointed out to me, right?
Those pointers was kind of just like, okay, if he's German, make him German. They threw the little Russian things up in there, and the father and son thing, which it works with people who don't know. Right. So, if you don't know and it worked it for you and you liked it, it's cool. But if you do know, I feel your pain. Because it just was, it just wasn't right. I mean, and Favreau's good.
Right.
You know, I like him. He's a good director. I like him. He's a good actor. He's funny. But I think he should have stuck to the German accent and Whiplash being totally separate for the Criminal Dynamo character.
Right.
But as far as Mickey Rourke he still played a good character.
Right.
He did good job. He did a job. He blew my mind with that.
Right.
He really did.
Right. Yeah. He played an excellent character. He really got into the character. He got into the Russian dialect. Actually, his acting was the best acting out the whole movie. You know, honestly.
Yeah, honestly.
Right.
Yeah, it was even better than Robert Downey.
Right. Actually, it really was. Okay, moving on. Now, one thing that me and D got separated on was the Scarlett Johansson Black Widow character.
Who I love.
Now, yeah, we will admit that she is one of the hottest women in Hollywood. You know, the little freckle thing she got going is sort of cool and hot.
Right.
But D, I felt that she was great. D felt that his point that he said in it with the Russian accent that she should have had, I do agree with him on that. You know, she should have worked on the Russian accent because one of the things, I don't know if you guys have checked out the first Ultimates that was made by Marvel, the animated series. One thing about the Black Widow character in that animated film was a Russian dialect, and it was hot.
Yep.
You guys can relate to us. When a woman speaks Russian, it is very hot. I always have loved it on our old James Bond pictures when we seen with women would have the Russian dialect. It is a really hot feature.
And I think it would have been just for her. It'd been hot. It'd been perfect.
Right.
You know, as far as just her to talk and say, okay, she could have spit some English and then kind of went into the Russian, which would have been.
Okay, so you said like more so build it into
She could have just being like under disguise.
Okay.
I'm disguising myself as American, but the scene when Nick Fury and him was sitting at the bar and she walked in with the suit on, I think she should have started talking Russian.
I agree with you on that.
If she would have started talking Russian then, I can agree with it 100%.
Okay.
She still stayed American, still stayed straight with it.
Right.
You know, and which that really, I give that a thumbs down on the Black Widow character, and that's just what I give it. My review.
Okay, I give it more so the thumbs up. But D does put out a good point though that maybe they should have put more of the Russian dialect with her character. I'm even like a little disappointed in the costume. It sort of resembled the Black Widow type suit, but one of the main characteristics of the Black Widow is the hourglass. Now we had talked about that. I felt they should have stuck even a little more to the character. I felt the fight scene was good. I'm not sure what D thought about the fight scenes on it.
Yeah, the fight scene was good, but if you follow Scarlett Johansson, she's never been in an action movie, so I was iffy Annie on it, but it looked good. But I know she's not that type of actress. But hey, if it works, it works. But I give that a thumbs down too. But I did love the action sequence, but not her being in the action. So pretty much.
Okay. So D is more, I guess, what her character mentioning to the Black Widow. You're not really that cool with.
I think they should have got somebody.
Someone else. Okay. Me personally, I think
maybe she couldn't speak Russian.
Okay.
Maybe she tried.
but you said one thing about it though. But that's when you separate a good actress from a bad actress or okay actress.
Yeah.
Maybe that's one of the things that maybe Favreau he should have concentrated into was the dialect. But with the 10-minute mark, it goes by so quick. We finishes on part 2.
Part 2.
We're
not finished, and we'll see y'all right back.
Okay, cool.